Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat. Here I am today with the Toonami ratings from this past Saturday, October 9th, 2021. At the top of the block, we have Fena Pirate Princess at a .10, My Hero Academia at a .10, Yashahime at a .10, The Food Wars at a .09, Black Clover at a .07, followed by a .06, Naruto Shippuden at a .07, Dr. Stone at a .04, and Dragon Ball Super at a .04. Overall, this was kind of a holding pattern of a week. Didn't really get that much better, but it didn't get worse. And one thing I think this week more or less confirms is that we now have a lower ceiling. Because before the loss of Family Guy to Toonami, our ceiling appeared to be around a .2 or so for Phantom Pirate Princess. Somewhere between like a .16 to .2 typically is where the ratings were episode to episode for the show. However, since the loss of Family Guy, the highest we got was a .12, and it looks like we're not really going to get much higher than this number right here. So I think we've kind of reestablished what our new levels are going to be, and we more or less lose almost half of our ratings from before losing Family Guy, which is something that's been across the board on throughout all of Adult Swim 2. Their weeknight ratings are also dropped without Family Guy being there. So this is not a Toonami exclusive issue. But now on to the specific shows. Phantom Pirate Princess, going with 2 episodes left. Its penultimate episode will be airing next week. It will be the only Toonami show airing next week. And it's hard to say exactly because you're used to this .16 to .2 range, but now we're back to this .1 where, and through no fault of its own, it's stuck here now. An interesting fact, My Hero Academia got built on by the slightest amount, but did get built on by Yashahime, so honestly, I've given up on trying to analyze Yashahime's ratings. More often than not, it's a disappointment and it tanks the rest of the block. However, at the same time, 3 different times it's built on My Hero Academia, which honestly, I have no idea. But this episode, I think the reason why is I was told that most of the original cast actually does appear in this one. Remember the highest rated episode of Yashahime so far was the very first one, and that's the one where you saw Inuyasha, Kagame, and all the old cast come back for what seemed like a one-off thing, but I guess they appeared back for this week. So that's why the rating actually built on My Hero Academia. And from that, it's hard to really analyze after that. You have Food Wars, I guess holding serve by only dropping 1/100th. But then Black Clover, that's a note because this is the last time we'll probably ever see Black Clover on Adult Swim, on Toonami. .07, .06, more or less holding serve to what it got last week. So really not much to say there. But it's kind of sad considering before the loss of Family Guy and way before that, when it was earlier in the block, it went from being like kind of a disappointment show of like a mid-teens in the ratings to actually hitting .2 on occasion. And then to see it kind of just slowly rot to this level of numbers, just honestly sad to see. It's reminiscent of Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter was a ratings darling for a period on Toonami. And then when they started pushing it further and further down the block, during some of the more key, important, and like famous episodes, like the episode of Gon and Pito's fight, and the episode with the ending of Meruem and Komugi. Some of the better anime episodes, I don't think it's hyperbole to say some of the better episodes in anime history. Well, especially the Meruem and Kogumi episode, but and it got like a .1 after the show is regular getting close to a .3 during half its run, and it's just really sad to see. And Black Clover kind of died a similar way on the block. Now, what show is going to replace it? Interesting question. We won't know for at least 3 weeks, like 2 weeks, because this upcoming Saturday we will have Fana Pirate Princess episode 11. Fortunately, considering the cliffhanger and the momentum that last episode ended with, will be airing this Saturday at midnight. However, we'll have 2 Batman movies after that. Batman Ninja and like Batman Under the Red Hood, I believe, are the 2 movies, and that's part of the DC fandom event promotion from HBO Max. So, and last year the ratings for the Batman movie event were actually really, really good. So, I'm actually predicting we get a good ratings this week too, because people tend to tune in when Batman shows up, and we'll see that. And then we're gonna have like another novelty schedule the week after, which would be the finale of Fana Pirate Princess, and that will end. So that means that on October 30th, we need a new show with how My Hero Academia is set up. We'll need a new show for that on November 6th. And I want to say another show, like I think Food Wars might be up in like 4 or 5 weeks too, so we're gonna need another show then. But I think how they're doing time-wise, actually no, the time-wise it would be the week after. I think November 13th is when Black Lotus will finally appear on the block. So maybe they'll do like another weird 1 week temporary schedule. Again, October 30th being right in front of Halloween, kind of a possibility, unfortunately, that we're going to get some type of random Halloween marathon. I liked last year's Halloween marathon only because it was The Promised Neverland, and I loved season 1 of that show. Season 2, I have a whole playlist. So you can see what my opinions on that were. So again, it'll be interesting to see what those replacements are. I'm really bullish on one of the two replacements from Fena Pirate Princess or My Hero Academia being season 2 of the Assassination Classroom. We know that we're getting Black Lotus in a month or so that's going to fill in a spot in the block. And it's interesting to see what else is going to be there. So, what do you guys think? What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I am the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.